Okay, we're doing the OnlyFans tight ends today. The whole goal objective for this series is we're looking for happy endings in fantasy. These are the guys that are ranked way too low. They're going to be your fantasy darlings, your fantasy steals, your guys that need more subscriptions to their love. You know, that's what we're looking for. Tight ends, it's really hard. It's really hard, which is why I'll say it again this year or for this video. Just go get Travis Kelce, spend the money, spend $70 if you gotta. It's just such a black hole position. It's so hard to find good production at this position. Just spend the money for Kelce. Obviously, only one team can have Kelce, so this series we're looking for the steals. We're looking for the diamonds in the rough. If you don't get Kelce, you may as well punt and then take your shot on one of these darts. So that's what we're looking to do here today. Who are the dart throws that have the best chance to break out? Every year, there's usually one, so we'll do our best to find it. I believe we found it this year. There's one that I really love, but I think we found it. I won't give the surprise away, but he's at the bottom. So Tyler Conklin. I think Tyler Conklin has a shot. This is your tight end list. Tyler Conklin. Okay, so he's tight end 36. He's basically for free. If we just go to Tyler Conklin last year, he kind of earned his way into being the Jets starting tight end a year ago. 552 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, if you really think about that kind of production, let's just go to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had over 1,000 yards. Really good season. Not denying that part. But Conklin was basically your second highest receiver in that offense last year. And it was an offense that really didn't pick up anything on the air. The Jets weren't putting up points. Now you got Aaron Rodgers. So do I think there's a chance that Conklin can end up being a top 10 fantasy tight end? I do. I do think there's a chance. And the target numbers have been there. You add Rodgers, I think if that tight end or if that touchdown number comes up, let's say he scores 7 touchdowns, might be your guy, Tyler Conklin. Think about it. Cade Otton. Cade Otton is tight end 32. So he is also for free. If you want Cade Otton, you probably only have to spend $1 for him. Last year, as a rookie, 391 yards, 2 touchdowns. But again, this is a guy, as the season went along, he earned that starting tight end job. The Cam Brates, the OJ Howards, they're all no longer in the picture. This is Cade Otton's job. We head into year 2. He's a big body, 6'5", 250. Really, you're hoping for the touchdown luck. Will Baker Mayfield and or Kyle Trask get him to 6 or 7 touchdowns? If he does, he's got a shot to be one of these top tight ends. Again, we have to understand here that with Conklin, Otton, and Woods, your best case scenario here is they're in this range. That's your best case scenario. And maybe it happens. But I'm just saying there's a shot that one of these guys becomes the breakout guy. So maybe think about it. I'm not saying blow an arm and a leg. They're free. Okay. If they fail, they fail. It is what it is. Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods isn't ranked that much higher either, I don't believe. Or tight end 28. So that means he's also for free. We're talking about a guy, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, that was as a rookie. As the season went along, I thought he earned the job. No more of this Mo Alley Cox nonsense. It's never going to happen, unfortunately. Woods is your starting tight end. He is 6'7", 265, can run. Can he beat these numbers? I think he can. And with this Richardson thing, talking about a guy that's not really that accurate, he needs easy looks for the tight end. Can Jelani Woods be a top 10 fantasy tight end? I think there's a pathway. So keep it in mind. Think about it. Irv Smith. I promise if Irv Smith stinks again, I'll never talk about it again. But he's tight end 22, which means he's free. And again, Irv Smith, I understand he hasn't really done anything, but a lot of it is because of injuries. Last year he was hurt. He's been hurt here. As a rookie, he showed some promise, but can we just get the guy to stay on the field? Can we just get the guy to stay on the field? Because if he does, he's in Cincinnati now. So, yeah, he's in Cincinnati now, which means it's an offense with Burrow, Chase, Higgins, Boyd. A lot of open looks. What did Hayden Hurst give you last year? Because that's what you should be thinking about. What did Hayden Hurst give you last year? Hayden Hurst gave you 414 yards and 2 touchdowns, 52 receptions, though. I think Irv Smith has more talent than Hayden Hurst. I've always believed that. I don't know why you wouldn't believe that. This is a former minor league baseball pitcher who played at South Carolina. Irv Smith is a tight end at Alabama. So which one has more talent? He can't beat these numbers. If he does, he's got a shot. He's got a shot. Just saying. Now, these are the last two. I'm going to skip Johnson because he's my favorite. Let's talk Okonkwo. Okonkwo is ranked. Where's he at? Again, all these things can change by the start of the year. Right now, at this very current moment, he is ranked tight end 12. Do I think he can be a top 7, 8, 9 tight end? I do. I think there's a pathway. We talked about with the wide receiver video that Hopkins eats, and I understand that. But as a rookie, he was pretty good last year, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. Can we beat these numbers? His combine was actually really impressive. University of Maryland product. He can run. He's got some good wheels on him. I think Vrabel wants the tight ends involved in the offense, and we have to also remember last year, Austin Hooper was on this team. So he was doing this in part-time duty. Have you factored that into your rankings, Fantasy Pros? I don't think you have. I would just go higher than this. Dulcich and Joku. I think he outscores both of those. Just saying, there's the pathway. And if we really think about it, Hopkins is a receiver. He's going to get his targets. Somebody else is going to catch the ball. There should be opportunities here for Okonkwo to break out in year number 2. This one's my favorite. And just a quick side note here. If you just go to Taysom Hill, last year Taysom Hill had 152 fantasy points. That was neck and neck with George Kittle. You'll just never know when to start him. But if you're in a best ball league, I love Taysom Hill. Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson is ranked way too low. I'm just going to call me a hot take artist, call me not a hot take artist. Last year, 508 yards and 7 touchdowns. That was a career high. I think he's got another level left to climb. I do. I think he's got another level left to climb. I think, call me a hot takey, I think Juwan Johnson is a top 5 fantasy tight end this year. Former Penn State guy, transferred to Oregon. He was a converted wide receiver. He's finally learning how to play tight end. He's got an enormous body, big catch radius, 7 touchdowns. I think there's a chance he gets 12. I think there's a chance he gets 12 and 800 yards. Again, last year, he's just finally learning how to play tight end. He's finally wide receiver. He's finally learning how to play tight end. We're now into year 2 of playing tight end. Last year, he thrived at it when nobody was really paying attention. A lot of his production came at the end of last year. If we go to last year, a lot of his production started coming towards the end of last year. Again, there's going to be weeks where he does nothing, but he had 0 touchdowns through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first 5 weeks of the year, he had 0 touchdowns. Can he get off to a better start? Because if he gets off to a better start, he's beating those numbers. You want the breakout fantasy tight end? I think this is him. And he was always a player I loved at Penn State. He didn't get drafted, transferred to Oregon, but I was a big fan of him at Penn State. He can play. And I think now they finally found the niche that he needs. I think he's good. The only thing I really worry about is Dennis Allen. I hate Dennis Allen as a head coach. He outscored Dallas Goedert last year in fantasy. Do you believe that? Why is he ranked 17? I can get him for free. I can promise you he's outscoring Cole Kmet. I'll bet anything on that. I'll bet whatever you want on that, barring injury. If he tears his ACL, then that's a different story. But I think he's a top 5 fantasy tight end. Let me know what you think. I can't stress the Juwan Johnson one enough. I think if you're looking for a tight end that you're going to get for free, he's the one I want every single time. I want him bad. So that's your list. That's your tight end list. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's a tight end sleeper that you like. Mine is Juwan Johnson. Like, those other guys in the list, I think there's chances. Okonkwo, I like the shot on, but Johnson is the guy I really want in terms of fantasy. So that's your list. I didn't get him for my team because I already had Irv Smith signed, and I'm cool with Irv Smith on the Bengals. But Juwan Johnson, that's the guy to go get. So let me know what you think. Feel free to comment, and we'll be back soon. I'm basically waiting for Dalvin Cook to sign to do the running back. So peace out, Girl Scout.